As we celebrate the Christmas week, I want to share a remarkable true story from World War II. A tale of humanity, compassion, and the spirit of Christmas that transcended the horrors of war. This story, known as the Christmas Truce in the Forest, carries a powerful message with a surprising twist. Today on the Personalized Fitness Podcast. In December 1944, during the Battle of the Bulge, a German mother named Elizabeth Vinken and her 12-year-old son, Fritz, sought refuge in a small cabin in the Hurtgen Forest near the German-Belgian border. Their hometown had been destroyed by Allied bombings, forcing them to relocate to this rather secluded area. On Christmas Eve, as the war raged around them, Elizabeth and Fritz prepared to share a modest holiday meal. Their plans were interrupted by a knock at the door. Upon opening it, they found 3 American soldiers, one of whom was severely wounded. Despite the risk of severe punishment for harboring enemy soldiers, Elizabeth's compassion prevailed. She invited the Americans inside, offering them shelter and a share of their rather meager meal. As Elizabeth tended to the wounded soldiers, there was another knock at the door. This time, 4 German soldiers stood outside, seeking shelter for the night. Aware of the potential for violence between the enemy soldiers now under her roof, Elizabeth took a courageous stand. She informed the German soldiers that the American guests were inside and insisted that there would be no violence on this holy night. Remarkably, both the German and American soldiers agreed to her terms, laying down their weapons and joining together for Christmas Eve. The atmosphere, initially tense, gradually warmed as the soldiers shared a meal. One of the German soldiers, a former medical student, tended to the wounded American, likely saving his life. The group shared stories, food, and a brief respite from that horrible war, united by the common humanity that Elizabeth bravely had eliminated. Now, that's not the end of the story. This extraordinary encounter didn't end with the war. Years later, Fritz, the young boy, who had immigrated to the United States and settled in Hawaii, sought to reconnect with the soldiers who had shared that miraculous night. His story gained national attention, and in 1995, Fritz was reunited with one of the American soldiers, Ralph Blank, in a heartfelt meeting that underscored the enduring impact of that Christmas Eve in 1944. This Christmas truce in the forest is a poignant reminder of the power of compassion and the human spirit, even amidst the darkest times. As we celebrate this holiday season, may we be inspired by Elizabeth's courage and the shared humanity that brought enemies together, if only for a night. Thank you for joining me on this special Christmas episode of the Personalized Fitness Podcast. We here at Personalized Fitness wish you all a Merry Christmas filled with peace, love, and the strength to seek your own level of wellness in the coming year. Until next time, sharpen your edge and Merry Christmas.